Hey y'all, we are back with another YouTube video. Welcome back to L Productions. We are so very happy to have you, where we get into all the things of motherhood and entrepreneurship and just being a girl. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all my camera equipment that makes the content every single week look so flawless. I appreciate being able to just grow in the space and for you all to be along that journey with me. There are going to be mistakes. The lighting is going to be crappy, and we're working to fix that. The camera settings are going to be crappy, and we're working to fix that. Everything is a work in progress as you maneuver into the space of content creation. You're going to learn what lens works best. You're going to learn how to maneuver and set up your tripod, how to mount your camera, what works best when you're reading from a script, how to connect to your tablet, the connections, all the things. So in my journey, just starting out in the content creation space, keep on watching as I share with you all the gear and equipment that I'm currently using. This all will make sense to you as you get a first-hand behind the scenes view of how all the things come together post-production. Let's head to the next clip. Hey y'all, you already know what time it is. We've got some packages. We've got some packages, y'all. You already know what time it is. We're plugged in with Amazon. We've got our handy dandy box cutter. You know. And I'm going to share a bit of this with you. Let's get into an unboxing because real quick, I also want to share with you guys my camera equipment. So I want to share with you the equipment that I use to film, and a lot of that is in the midst of these packages. So let's get into it. All right, starting out strong, we've got the brand Ugreen right here. So this combo, real important. First up is the HDMI video capture card. So basically what this does is connect from the camera to my iPad. We also need this cable to assist with that connection as well. This is the micro to HDMI, and then this is the HDMI to Type-C. So these two together are going to help me connect my camera to my iPad. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how it's all going to come together. So what's going to happen is that this cable is going to connect and be plugged into the camera. And then from the HDMI to this capture card is going to go from the camera to the iPad. My iPad has the USB-C. Now, how it's all working out for me, y'all, I'm currently standing. So you see my wall decor here. It says, "Don't stop until you're proud." And then, this nice little art piece just to accentuate the wall right here. My background, love this little corner for me. What I tried to do is set up a few cutesy corners in different parts of my house so that whenever I whip out my camera, it still looks aesthetically pleasing. It still looks good so that I can feel comfortable filming at home because I spend most of my time at home. It's just the truth. Now, as I was saying, because I have to have the camera a bit of a distance away from me, because remember, we're recording now for YouTube. This is going to be a 16:9 ratio. You're only seeing my shoulders at present because I'm trying to make sure that the camera is not too far away from me, that one, you can't hear me, and then two, I need to be able to see myself while I'm talking to y'all. Hence, I'm using the little screen that flips out, which comes with the camera. Now, because I want to diversify my content, have y'all a bit more of a distance away from me, I need to still be able to see myself in frame. And so this connection setup should be able to help me to do that so that when I plug it into my iPad, right, I can see myself on a bigger screen instead of relying on this small flip out screen that comes with the camera. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? On to my next point. Remember, we were talking about microphones. So this bad boy right here, this recommendation was from another creator on Instagram. I asked her which mic she was using because her audio quality on her Storytime vlog on Instagram was chef's kiss. It was top tier, y'all. So y'all may be wondering, Ellie, why are you buying another mic? Let's get into that. I do have the DJI Mic 2, which came in the creator combo when I purchased the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Now, that mic blows this out the water for sure. This is just a mic off Amazon. The DJI Mic 2 supersedes this. They are not even comparable. DJI Mic is in a league of its own. However, the DJI Mic is Bluetooth compatible with the Osmo Pocket 3. That's one. Two, the DJI Mic 2 allows you to record on the transmitter by itself. So let's say I wanted to do a voiceover. I can do that on the mic. Like I can record into the mic and it saves it and I connect it using my USB-C and then I can retrieve it from the mic alone. However, y'all, when it comes to YouTube, that is very difficult, especially because I'm in my beginner stage where I do not have an editor. So for me to sit down and do a voiceover for long form content like YouTube, it's gonna take forever to do that post-production edit, matching the voiceover with the video, making sure they sync up perfectly. That is not easy, y'all. It might be easy for an experienced editor, but it's not easy if you beginner like me, okay? So the DJI Mic 2, I will still use it, of course. I purchased it. Hello. I'll be using it, of course, whenever I'm vlogging on the DJI. And for my short form content, like if I'm doing a quick voiceover for Instagram or TikTok, that would not need the syncing up of the video to the audio because it's a voiceover. It would just be there on its own. That I can do. But the reason for this, y'all, is this mic connects to my camera, which means I would not have to do any form of post-production editing because once I have the mic connected to the camera and then I make sure the settings are configured, of course, whatever audio is coming from the mic would automatically sync with the video. So this is why this purchase makes sense. Now, that was the intention of the purchase, but what I also like is that you have the ability to plug it into your phone because it has a USB-C part on it. So it does have the USB-C part, but I purchased this specifically for my camera, specifically for long form content, the YouTube videos, anything I'm doing on my digital camera. Y'all know this is a new camera purchase. This is a Sony ZV-E10 II. I gotta make sure I'm popping. I cannot be invested in all of this equipment and my quality is trash, my audio is trash, and I personally as a creator is not showing up. That would just be pointless. Now, I am doing my very best to make sure that whatever I put out is a top tier, perfect representation of me as a person and also of my brand. So this gets into that when it comes to microphones. We're talking about audio. Next up. Again, you're like, Ellie, oh my God, how many tripods do you have? My goodness. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I've got a tripod for this camera. I've got a tripod for the DJI, separate from the tiny little tripod that came in the creator combo. So we're on two right there. I've got a pink tripod for my phone because it has that overhead arch type of angle, that gooseneck thing going on, which I absolutely love for, especially B-rolls. I could say that. And then number 4, I have a white tripod as well for my phone. That one, it's short. It was there when I started out. I rarely use it. I think Ken used that tripod more than me. It's not the best for getting all of the angles that I want as part of my creation, as part of when I'm creating content. So it's kind of that's just there. But anyway, let's justify the spend. Yes, guys, let's justify the spend. So remember I was showing you guys the cables, the 2 cables that I'm going to be using to connect my camera to my iPad so that I have better visibility whenever I'm recording on this camera and so that I can get better angles on this camera as well. This tripod is the only one of its kind in my house, in my equipment setup, and this one is specifically for the iPad. Now, if in times past, y'all would have seen in a couple of my videos where I had my iPad for script reading, meaning I would have made some notes on my iPad of topics, pointers that I want to talk about and discuss in my YouTube videos. And I kept looking down on the iPad, looking down on what's my next point, what's point number 10 on the list, you know? And when I rewatched the video, I just didn't like that. I didn't like that. The professionals have their prompter set up. You know, that's where I want to get to. That's where I want to get to. They have their teleprompter set up so they know exactly what they need to say. They know their lines on the scripts. They know what's the next point coming up. But I ain't there yet. I ain't there yet. So what I need to do is make use of what I already have. Okay. And whatever additions I add to the collection are economic and affordable spend. Okay. Now, I thought the quick fix to that is being able to have my iPad mounted on a tripod so that the iPad is in my line of sight. So that whenever I'm recording, just like this on YouTube, I can have the tripod with my iPad right beside the camera within my purview so that I can see what it is I need to say. Obviously, as you could tell, I'm a natural. I talk easily to the camera. That is a good pointer of mine. I don't know if that's a skill that can be taught. Some people like myself, it just comes naturally. I just pretend I'm on FaceTime with my girl and I talk the same way I would talk to anybody on the phone. Yeah. So with that being said, if I have my iPad mounted beside the camera so I can see not one, so it's dual purpose now. Connecting the camera to my iPad is dual purpose. Number one, I will be able to see myself in frame on a bigger screen whenever I want a full wide angle range of space when recording on my camera. Secondly, when I set up the iPad, mounting it on the tripod, I'll be able to see my script right in front of me at eye level so I can know what my pointers are as I am speaking to you. Because the truth is, I like to keep it natural. I like to keep it like, hey girl, we chit-chatting over here. I like to make sure that you feel immersed in the content. Like, you know, when you're watching some people's video and you like, yeah, girl, and like you're talking back at me in your living room or in your bedroom or wherever you're watching the video. That's what I like to convey with my audience. You know what I'm saying? And so I find that when I'm looking down at my iPad, it detracts from me keeping things engaging over here. So this tripod is supposed to fix that. So I'm out of breath, y'all. So I'm going to get all of that fixed and set up and test out the connections, test out the mic, make sure my iPad is charged because I have not used that girl in a minute. I ain't gonna lie. And because the truth is, I really use my iPad for editing. I like when I can take out my pencil and I can cut and split and drag and drop and move around on the bigger screen. It's much easier to edit on my iPad than it is to edit on my phone. So that's really what I use my iPad for, editing and script writing using the Notes app. And then now I'm going to be using it as a second monitor for my camera to get everything set up. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to work on all of that in the back end. And when I'm done, I'm going to show y'all. I might need Ken to help me. So I might wait till he gets home to show y'all how everything gets set up so that you can have a YouTube video to watch every single week. I do vlogs over here and then I do sit down talking videos, chit chat with Ellie. That's the vibe. That's the time we're on. And yeah, so stay tuned. Let's see what it do. I really hope that when I share my setup, my equipment, my cameras, that this will encourage someone else to venture out in their content journey. It may give you guys some tips on what you can buy, what you need, just so you have an idea of how to get started. So we're on this journey together, y'all. See you in the next clip. All right, y'all. So I wanted to get myself back in focus, back in frame. And as you can see, well, you probably can't see, I do have the transmitter plugged into the camera and I'm speaking into the mic. So we're going to see as we watch this video how the audio quality is sounding. Remember, this is an Amazon mic. It's not the brand. Okay. But we are doing what we got to do. We doing what we want to do. We are investing in the equipment and we are trying to see if there's any improvement of any sort, of any kind, using this external mic. So this clip I'm going to be inserting into the YouTube video. I'm recording on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and I'm going to be setting up, something fell out, but yeah, I'm going to be setting up, everything's falling out. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be setting up the tripod. Remember I spoke to you guys about this tripod. It's going to be specifically for the iPad. So let's get to it. Ooh, I like this already, y'all. I like when it has the layers so I can adjust the height. Trust me, that is a deal breaker for me now. Now that I've learned, that's definitely a deal breaker for me whenever I'm investing in a tripod. If I don't see it has those adjustability markers for me to be able to adjust the height, it's going to be a no. This is very important, y'all, because as you can see, the stretch on this is immaculate. It's very sturdy, and this is going to be strong for us with the iPad. I need to set this in place down here. Guys, I'm just tightening the legs of the tripod, which I did not do. So when I put the iPad on it, it would just be... And then, of course, y'all, this is the ball and socket piece. That's obviously going to give that 360 motion for the iPad. Y'all know what time it is. So we put... Okay, I feel like I'm going to do this part first. So I need to take... So we need to unscrew this piece. Right. Then we're going to put this like so. Then put the ball in here. You got to hear that click, y'all. You know what time. And then you screw it back. Hold on. Then you screw it on, screw it on, screw it on, screw it on. Make sure it's nice and tight. Should be looking like this. Good, good, good. Then now, you guys, we're going to put this piece, connect this piece like so. But guys, you have to remove this part first, okay? This black cover part, you have to take that off. So you should be left with this. Then you connect it. All right, y'all are already seeing the vision. All right, y'all. So we got the iPad set up on the tripod here. So love that for us. Love that for us. And so everything is coming together flawlessly, you guys. I got the iPad set up on the tripod, and as you can tell, I am excited. I love how it's all coming together. The iPad is at a distance from me right now, and standing right here, I am still able to read my notes from the screen. So I love that. Next up, we're going to do the cable connection so that the camera can be connected to the iPad and I can see myself in frame. Let's do that part. But this is dope. Oh my goodness. Yes. Glory to God. Yeah, when Ken comes, I want to be able to show you guys the whole 360. So you can see the softbox light, the panel light, the iPad on the tripod for my script reading and notes, the camera right here on its tripod, all the things, all the things. Yeah. Let's keep going. Because what I'm actually doing for you guys is I'm trying to film some of the setup so you can see that behind the scenes as well. And I'm doing that on my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 right here. So y'all could see all the footage coming together. Be patient with me. Right, you guys. So I don't have any lights turned on in this room. This is the complete natural light coming from this large window right here. No softbox light, no panel light, no room overhead light. This is just God's beautiful sunlight, okay? And my skin is looking beautiful. As I've aged, I've gotten prettier. Okay, yeah. So this is the last piece of connections and setups that we finna do. This part is how we're gonna get the camera connected to the iPad so that it can mirror the camera and I can still see myself in frame. So this is the video capture. So right here is the USB, and this is type A, but I don't use that. So we're gonna take that off. And this is my connectivity, the USB-C. So we appreciate that they gave us both options, but I am an Apple girl. And then this piece, as you can see, the HDMI portion is on, the HDMI is on this side. So this is your video capture. Then this is the micro to HDMI cable. And this is all of 6 feet. And I chose a long cable because there are going to be situations where the camera is further away from me. I wanted to ensure that I had a cable that was long enough to still have the connection going so I can see myself despite how far away the camera is. This piece right here is the micro. So this piece will be going into the camera. And then this piece is the HDMI. So this is going to go into the video capture. And then that video capture is going to go into the iPad. So let's get it going. So it should go like this. You see that? That's the HDMI piece connecting to the video capture. Let's get these ties off. Plug it into the iPad and into the camera respectively. And then we're gonna see what it do. Okay, wow. And that, yeah, that's the HDMI cable here connected to the iPad. This is crazy. Oh my God, I just lost footage. I was not recording. Now, the feedback that y'all were hearing earlier was because I did not understand when you connect the camera to the iPad, it's not only giving you visual, it's giving you audio as well. So that feedback that you were hearing was the mic being connected, the camera being connected to the iPad, everything jumbled up in a one in terms of audio and the feedback and that detection. So the HDMI cable transmits the visual to the iPad as well as the audio of the camera to the iPad. So that's something I needed to learn and understand. In order to fix that and mitigate against that, I turned down the volume on the iPad. So now you're not hearing all of that feedback and extra stuff. You should just be hearing the microphone. Now I need to be looking in the lens of the camera and not staring at my iPad. Can you tell that I'm doing that? Let's see how the footage come out. Yeah, so guys, everything about media, everything about content creation is quite literally a learning curve for me. I have a degree into the marketing. I do not have a degree into the media and the communications. My degree is actually in business administration with a concentration in finance and economics, which is a complete 360 go around so, right? But we are grateful, we are thankful, we are glad to be in a stage where we can pivot, begin to learn and expose ourselves to other dynamics. And yeah, I'm really glad to be able to be in a position where, I can experiment, I can see what works, I can try new things, I can understand what does not work and be able to pivot. And I just love that for me, y'all. You have no idea, you don't understand. Because where I was coming from, your girl was never one where did have self-esteem issues, never that. But now at this stage, I can firmly say my confidence in my ability to know that, hey, girl, you can do it. You don't know how to do it, but you can do it. Yeah. That is where I'm at. Being able to just trust and believe in myself, the confidence up a notch. It's not where you did left me if you didn't know my times fast. It has just been a complete transformation for me. It has boosted my confidence and I love that for me. It's a different vibe. It's a different level. So let's see where it takes us, y'all. Oh, while we're here, because I want to get everything organized so I can be able to show you all the compartments, the components, the equipment, and everything we've talked about in the earlier clip. Leave me a comment. Tell me what is your favorite tidbit? What gem have I left with you? And also, what equipment have you seen here in this video that you're definitely going to be adding to your content journey? Let me know. Comment. Leave me a comment. Let's go. All right, guys. So it is a couple of hours later. Ken is now home. He's helping me with the behind the scenes footage so that you guys can see a close up on the camera equipment that I used to bring you this beautiful looking aesthetic with the lighting. We have the softbox light, the panel light, as well as our camera, the Sony ZV-E10 II, and of course, my tripod with the iPad so that I have that mirror. All right, here we go. Perfect. All right, y'all. So it's only fitting that I share with you the new lens that's added to the collection. This is going to be the Sigma 16mm lens. Sigma is a really great brand, you guys. I highly recommend. It's very compatible with the Sony camera. So definitely, if you're interested in upgrading, I highly recommend the Sigma brand for the Sony camera. Now, if you're like, girl, I don't know the difference in all of this equipment and the lens and the stuff and all these things. Now, remember, starting off this video, I was recording on the 35mm lens. That lens was way more zoomed. It was way more in your face. It was giving headshot, like from my head to quite literally my shoulders. If you notice the difference on this lens, the Sigma, this is a 16mm, it's not that zoomed and it's more of a wide angle. So you see that you're getting at least to my hips right here. That can be achieved with the 35mm, but I'm going to have to put the camera, the tripod on the camera further out to have that captured. Now, the reason for this purchase, the 16mm, is because I want to take my short form content up a notch. So the 16mm is great for everyday filming, more behind the scenes, more day in the life, more of that kind of situation. While the 35mm, because it's more zoomed, it's more up in your face, that's definitely gonna be my YouTube lens, strictly over here on YouTube, where I'm facing the camera, I'm sitting down, chit-chatting, talking directly to you guys. I want the focus to be on what I'm saying, what I'm sharing with you, those tidbits. I wouldn't use the 35mm for short form, simply because, as I just mentioned, I want you to be more immersed in the space. So if you realize, like even couple videos back where, oh, I think I filmed the how to get your Jamaican passport in the United States right here in this same seat. But because I filmed on the 35mm, you weren't getting more of my background. You see like the curtains, the leaves, the mirror, you weren't seeing that at all in that video because the lens was more zoomed. It was more focused on me and what I'm saying. So you found that it was way more to like here, and you probably only got a portion of the leaves in my background. But this 16mm, you get more wide ranged. So if you know you're a little tight on the budget, you're just starting out, if you're looking for a lens that can do both, I would suggest the 16mm because you can use it for YouTube. It's crisp, the quality is great, but the sharp, direct, I just love my 35mm lens. It's both of them, they both serve my intended purpose. So the 16mm, more wide angle, more range. It depends on the type of content that you're delivering. And of course, the message that you're trying to convey and how your ambience, your aesthetic, your environment can help you to deliver that message. So y'all hit me up in the comment section. Let me know if you learned anything. Let me know if this video was helpful in terms of showing you all my equipment so that I can deliver top tier and elevated content. I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now, y'all.